Hey friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to a brand new episode of my weekly gaming playlist series. It's Friday, so it's time for me to talk about the games I played this week, do a little overview, and share my thoughts with you guys. We'd love to hear your thoughts as well, so if you've played any of the games shared here today, let me know how you enjoyed them. Maybe there's something you liked about them, maybe there's something you didn't enjoy about them. I also would love to hear about the games you guys are playing, as that gives me ideas of new games to play and experience. And I'm always looking for recommendations on games you think I might enjoy playing. You guys have recommended some really good titles, so please keep those up. I've got one game for you guys this week, and it's the one that I was playing last week, and I continued playing it this week, and that is the Red Faction Guerrilla, the Remastered Edition. It's really cool. They added that extra little R in there to highlight Mars, because this game does take place on Mars. I have been having a lot of fun playing this the last 2 weeks. Got a little over 20 hours into the game and just been having an absolute blast. I'll read you guys from the back. Smash authority. Lead the Red Faction revolution using guerrilla tactics and strategic destruction in an epic battle for control of the Red Planet. Raid military compounds, rescue revolutionaries, and sabotage EDF supply lines. Tear down enemy strongholds brick by brick. So this game is really fun. It's got really good graphics. It's got great music. This is an Xbox One X enhanced game. It looks really wonderful on the Series X. Now, this game originally was released on 7th gen consoles for your Xbox 360, PS3, the PC. But they did eventually, several years later, release these remastered versions with the updated graphics. The other great thing, too, I love about these versions is it contains all the DLC that you had to buy for the previous versions are all in this for free, which is cool. There's a multiplayer mode, but I really don't care about multiplayer. I just was playing this game for the single-player mode, playing through the campaign. It has a pretty decent story, but it's not anything that's like super deep or anything like that. It's kind of there. The main thing is actually just playing through the game. Now, you play as the main character, Alec Mason, and he's come to Mars because he wants to start a new life for himself, and his brother, Dan Mason, is on the planet as well. Well, he finds out that his brother Dan Mason is actually part of the Red Faction, and they are battling the EDF, which is the Earth Defense Force, which used to be the good guys in the original Red Faction games, because they helped the Red Faction overthrow the evil Ultor Corporation, who was enslaving the population. Well, eventually the EDF became evil themselves, and your brother gets killed, and so you want revenge, and you want to help the Red Faction to free Mars from their control, and that's where the game takes place. And there's a whole main story for you to go through, which there's actually only 20 main story missions for you to go through, which you could beat the game in about 10, 12 hours or so. But there's a bunch of side missions. There's 104 side missions, and then there's also a bunch of collectibles. So if you're someone that likes to go for 100% in these kind of games like myself, you know, you could probably get like 20, 30 hours out of the game. I've got over 20 hours in the game, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. I did beat the game, really enjoyed it, had a lot of fun with it, but now I need to go back and mop up some of the missing Red Faction side missions that I missed, as well as get the collectibles. So let's take a look here at Red Faction Guerrilla, the Remastered Edition. Right, friends, today we're playing more Red Faction Guerrilla, the Remastered Edition, which I like they added that extra R in there in the remastered part to highlight Mars, because this game takes place on the planet Mars. Really cool. Now, this is the remastered version of the 7th gen version. So this was originally released on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC, but they did, like 10 years later, release this remastered version for 8th gen consoles, and this actually has an Xbox One X enhancement to it, which is great, and it looks really good playing on my Series X. What's also good is this version includes all the DLC that you had to buy for the 7th gen versions is all included in this, which is great. So you get a boost to the visuals, the graphics, and you get all the DLC like the Wrecking Crew. There's some bonus missions, and there is a multiplayer mode, which I'm not really interested in that. I just want to play for the single player, which I've been having a lot of fun with. And then you have all your variety of options for you to adjust in the game, which is great, so you can set it to how you want to play it. There are some cool extra stuff here, you know, check out the credits, that kind of thing. Adjust your display however you want to do with it. So we're going to continue the game progress that I was working on. Now you can have up to 4 save slots, which I love having, so I make multiple saves in case something was to get damaged or messed up. The game does keep track of all the missions you've completed, the main missions. The side missions are the guerrilla actions, which I've done 45 of. There's like 104 total, and I've liberated 3 of the 6 sectors total. And the game does create autosaves for you, but I would recommend pay attention to the timestamp, because your save that you made might actually be newer than the autosave, which I'm just going to load one of my saves here. Real fast loading times too, which I love. And the game does have beautiful graphics here on my 4K TV playing on my Series X. You can choose between the performance mode or like the visual, so I have it set for the high graphics mode, so you get like 30 FPS, but you can get it to 60 if you want to have less graphics. I just like it the way it looks. I think it's great. Really neat thing too about this game, it does have a day and night cycle, so sometimes things will take place during the day, other times things will take place at night, which is great. Really cool. And the different parts of the map will actually change how the terrain looks. So I'll give you guys a little look at the map here. So you start off in Parker, but eventually you move on to the Dust section, then you move on to the Badlands, the Oasis, then there's the EOS, and there's also the Free Fire Zone. And this whole map, you're able to explore everything that's in highlight. Everything that's in this like dark area is parts of Mars that they don't really have colonized, and you can't really get into them. So there's nothing for you to really do there. You can't get out of the map. It has the little borders and stuff and natural walls and mountains and stuff to keep you only into the accessible area. But on the map is where you'll find like your story missions to go to, which will have the little yellow fist, and then you got blue icons, which are just things that you can destroy, and then all the green icons are the guerrilla actions, the side missions. You also will highlight any of the safe houses that you unlock. This is where you can go back to rest, and you can rearm yourself with your supplies. And they're spread throughout the different sectors, which is great. If you die, you'll respawn at one of those. And then every map shows how much control the EDF has, which is the Earth Defense Force. And then the red faction, the guerrillas, theirs is the yellow on the side. So the higher that number is, the more inspired the people are that will join up and take arms with you. And once you get the EDF control to 0, just complete all the missions and you liberate that area. Now, I do have to let you guys know, though, when you do liberate an area, if you have not completed all the side missions except for like these demolition ones and these transporter missions, all those side missions you didn't complete will disappear. And you might think, oh great, they're gone now forever, I'm going to have to redo the game. The great thing is, when you do beat the main story, all the previous side missions that you forgot to complete or weren't able to get will come back, and you can then complete them after you beat the main story. So they aren't locked out forever, which I think is really awesome. So I think it's got a great map here. Keep track of all your icons and stuff. You have this cool Guerrilla Handbook, which will give you information about the various weapons that you have, vehicles, and then this will tell you, like in the handbook, like what to do and how to get through things. So if you get lost, you can always check this out. You can rewatch the cinematics, and then this Blast from the Past is finding these radio messages, and then this is little tutorials that pop up. Maybe you forgot something, you can always check back here for anything you might have forgotten. Then you can also get stuff, background about the different areas and story and lore. Stuff's all kept in this handbook. There's also this cool statistics menu here, which keeps track of everything you've done, how many times you've died, how many people you've killed. I've killed 1,526. How many civilians you killed, the weapons you used, how long you played, which I've got over 9 hours and 17 minutes of this show because it doesn't show the times that I died and had to restart. And then also has an achievement tracker here, which is cool. So if you're going for 100% trying to collect all the achievements, this keeps track of all your actions. So see, like I have 45 of 104 of the guerrilla actions, so that's all the side missions. So it's a great way to keep track of your progress here, which I think is awesome to have. So you play as Alec Mason, and you're a member here of the Red Faction trying to overthrow the evil EDF. There's a variety of vehicles for you to get, but there's also upgrades and stuff you can get because the whole world you're able to destroy it, which I'll show you guys here with this sledgehammer. Almost pretty much every structure in the game can be destroyed, and then
scrap will fall from it in the salvage, and you're able to use that salvage to collect it to unlock upgrades back at the bases here. Like, so I'll go in here, and there's different ones you can get, like more remote charges, new weapons, and as you play through the game, you start unlocking more of these. And so you can start getting new weapons, rocket launchers and stuff. You can also make yourself stronger, upgrade your sledgehammer, which is really cool. And you come through here, and there's a variety of things for you to unlock by using the salvage that you get. And so it's really cool having those RPG elements in the game. Great voice acting as well. They got some pretty famous voice actors for this, and I think all the different characters are voiced really well. So, there's also all kinds of collectibles and stuff for you guys to discover. There's propaganda things for you to destroy. There's also these little ore mines for you to find. There's 300 of them total, and they're all spread out throughout the map. And what's cool is there is a strategy guide that you can buy for this game, which is very helpful, shows you where all the collectibles are, but there's also plenty of online guides that people have done, taking the time to go through, with maps showing you where all the collectibles are. So if you're somebody that likes to 100% these kind of games like myself, definitely recommend getting the strategy guide, or using one of those guides online if you're trying to find everything, because some stuff can be really well hidden. I'm actually going to show you guys one of the hidden little diaries that's up here. Or here. And so here's one for you guys to see here at the very beginning of the game, which I'm just starting to collect these now.
This is Hobbs. Mission MME-877. I can't find the base camp or the river, and my life support's gone. Jordan, I love you.
So now tell me about going for the Blast for the Past achievement. Collect hidden radio tags to uncover the location of Ultra-Era bombs. So I just need to find 2 more, and I'll find another secret thing, which I think is pretty sweet. You can unlock fast travel. It's not open at the very beginning, but it'll allow you to fast travel to new areas. So like we're going to take on a mission here to rescue somebody. Get that. And then we'll fast travel here. So definitely recommend as soon as you can get that fast travel to unlock that. It'll save you having to drive everywhere and walk around places. Definitely helpful to unlock that. And it just costs, I think, a couple hundred salvage. Definitely worth getting. You also can upgrade your character by making him stronger, which I highly recommend doing. And then there's a huge variety of vehicles for you to drive around. Some have guns on them, some don't. Some can hold multiple people, some don't. Like this one, I hold the A button, I can shoot. So really cool having those. And then vehicles do have a damage meter, so they can only take so much damage before they get destroyed. And you can set waypoints to missions, like we'll set it here. And just like in like Grand Theft Auto games, it'll show you how to get to your destination, which is very helpful. But after you play for a while, you'll kind of get to know the terrain and you'll get to know the map and the areas. But the having that homing beacon really helps. Now I'll show you guys something that's cool here. Is you can take anybody's vehicle, but unlike Grand Theft Auto, you don't have to hurt them. They just
stay safe, Mason.
They get out and they just willingly will give you your vehicle. Now another thing that's kind of cool that I had forgot about when I first played the 360 version is if you're running around, after a while a NPC will spawn behind you with a vehicle and they'll actually drop it off to you so that you have a vehicle to use, which I think is very helpful, and that's really cool that they have that included here. So now we'll find the person and get this mission going.
Mason, the EDF are detaining owners of a nearby store for supporting the insurgency. How good are you at snatch and grab? So
I've got 2 people to get. Sometimes there's 1, sometimes I've seen as many as 3. So these are missions where you gotta go save the hostages and bring them back to a safe house. So this is one of the random side missions you can take on. Oop, there's some of the enemies. So you guys get to see combat as well. And you can have 4 different weapons at a time. I currently have the sledgehammer. Bitches. I also have this cool weapon. You can basically, like, dissolve people. Rifle weapon. And you see, gorillas took up actions with me, so I've got them helping me out, which is sweet.
It's alright, I'm here.
Alright, let's get them going here. You can also pick up enemies' weapons. Oh. Come on, get in, get in. So sometimes these firefights can become absolutely insanity. As you can see, the further along you get in the game, the more resistance you'll start getting. And so thank God they got in here because they didn't die, because I have to restart the mission over. And you'll notice the vehicles, because you're on Mars and the gravity's obviously different than Earth is, and the terrain is all kinds of hilly and bumpy, that you'll notice your vehicles will bounce around a lot, and it can be hard sometimes to control, so sometimes you have to just adjust your steering and stuff with it. But if you play for a little while, you'll get the hang of it. But it can be very intense at times when you're being chased, and you're trying to rush somewhere with tight quarters and something, you make a wrong turn or something, you flip your vehicle over and you can end up getting killed. So it can be a little nerve-wracking at times, especially when you're on a timetable, because sometimes these missions can be timed and you're trying to get through to these areas. There. And we got them saved, and now it did an auto-save. And what I like to do periodically after I beat missions, I like to go in myself and then do my own save, so I have it backed up. So definitely a game I think you guys should check out. If you guys like third-person, open-world adventure titles, you know, you never had a chance to play Red Faction Guerrilla, I highly recommend you get it. I would definitely recommend getting the remastered version on either the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. You can also get it on PC as well, as this version has all the updates in it. It's got all the DLC, and it's the most updated version of the game that's available. And it's a really fun game. Not a huge, long story. You know, there's 20 main story missions for you to do. But if you're trying to 100% do everything like I am, you know, you'll get a lot longer time out of it. You'll probably get like 25, 30 hours out of the game, depending on if you want to get everything unlocked in the game like I'm doing. But I definitely you guys should check out this game because I think it's awesome.
Alright, hope you guys enjoyed that look here at Red Faction Guerrilla. Really awesome game. I'm really glad that I was finally able to beat the game because I never did beat it on 360. I eventually will go back and beat it on there. Had a lot of fun with it. Definitely need to recommend using the strategy guide because there is one available. Since it's the same game as the 360 PS3 version, you know, the strategy guide will work for this, show you where all the collectibles are. So I need to go back eventually to this game and mop up the last of those collectible spots. I'm probably going to finish here today mop up the last of those couple of side missions. I only have like 4 or 5 left and knock those out, but I will save getting the rest of the collectibles for a later date because I'm ready to jump into a new game. But I had a lot of fun with this and I highly recommend it, guys. Either get this on the PS4, get it for the Xbox One. You can play it on your PS5, you can play it on your Series X if you have those. There's also an upgrade if you have the PC version as well. But it's definitely a game I think you guys should check out. You like open world third person titles like this with RPG elements and stuff. Really awesome. It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto but on Mars, and I had a lot of fun with this title. Definitely think it's worth you guys checking out. So let me know if you guys ever played it before. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Would love to hear about the games you guys are playing. And if you guys have a recommendation on a game you think I might enjoy playing, let me know. I was always looking for new games to play and experience. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day. And Sleepy will see you next time.